everyone, Moose here at Air Guns of Michigan, and today, well, the title kind of said it all. I finally got on board the Air Venturi Avenger train, and I am not disappointed even a little bit. I picked up this Woodstock Avenger today at High Pressure Pneumatics. There'll be a link to where you can check them out in this video, and I am ecstatic. This was a demo, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll take it, and I couldn't be happier. Like I said, this is in .22 caliber, Air Venturi Avenger, Woodstock, Donnie FL tattoo on the front with the, this does have the, obviously the adapter on it to adapt it for a moderator. I don't know who makes the adapter, but I got this one that actually goes inside, butts up into the barrel, and then holds the barrel inside of it. So I'm not really sure who makes it, but so far, so good. I've had nothing but great shots with this gun. I did clean the barrel, and it's just been phenomenal. The reg was set a little high when I got it. I was shooting 18.1 grains at just under 1,000 feet per second. Now, I get it. Some people are like, dude, that's what I shoot mine at. That's great if you're shooting less than 50 yards, but as soon as you start going past 50 yards with the Diabolo pellet, just under 1,000 feet per second is really no good. I got it now down to about 900 feet per second, a little less. I have not messed with the hammer spring at all. I have also not messed with the fully adjustable trigger. The trigger itself for me is excellent. It's got a very good first stage break and a very light second stage. I have not trigger pulled this yet, but I can tell you that I'm very happy with the way it came out of the box. The Woodstock is absolutely gorgeous. I was really impressed when I got it. I kind of felt like maybe it was going to be like that real cheap, you know, that stuff where they, it's just not. It's a decent little stock. I did put a knockoff bipod on it. It's what I had laying around. And I did top it with a little bit of an expensive optic. I mounted an Aztec 5.5 to 25 by 50 second focal plane with side wheel optic on it. This optic basically is about the same cost as the gun, but it's a killer optic, and if you're like me, you like to be able to see what you're shooting. This optic definitely affords all of that. The cocking action on this is extremely smooth. I have no issues whatsoever with it, especially once I lowered the reg down a little bit. It made it even smoother. Decocking is nice and easy. Very clean and easy to reach. Safety. Like I said, the stock on this is wonderful. It's very comfortable in the hand. It's very easy to shoulder this gun, you know, out in the open. It's a little bit longer than what I normally shoot, but it's still very lightweight. I would say this gun with the scope and the moderator and the bipod is probably in the 8 to 9 pound range. That's impressive. It's very impressive. Without any of this stuff, this gun is right around 6.5 pounds. Great, super great, in my opinion. At least that's what I'm reading. Now, I could be wrong. Somebody might correct me. This is the Woodstock, but this gun is extremely light. I don't have my scale, or I'd throw it on the scale for you guys. But nonetheless, great scope. Does have both dovetail and Picatinny mounts on the top, which is really nice, depending upon, you know, I mean, some of us, you know, have to swap scope to, you know, from gun to gun to gun. So if, you know, if you have a scope that has dovetails and you don't really want to go out and buy new rings for it, you can certainly use them on this. I did put FX No Limit mounts on this. It was my intention to put the Eagle Vision mounts on it, but my local dealer was out of those. So I opted to go with the FX No Limits. I do that because I want all the MOA I can get out of my scope. I've talked about this before, but basically I dial my scope all the way down till it bottoms out, and then I come up a few turns and I take my shot. And then with the No Limit mounts, I can cant my scope up and down, and I can add MOA, get that to where my shot actually hit. So I have a whole video on that if you guys are interested. But it's one reason that I love the FX No Limits, and even more so the Eagle Vision rings. But what a great gun. Nice rubber butt pad. The stock is ambidextrous, which is awesome. You know, the cocking lever isn't ambidextrous, but even if you were a left-hander, that's still pretty convenient just to reach up with your right hand and cock that lever. So the gauges are relatively easy to read. I wish that they would have been a little more. So they have PSI and bar on both the gauges. I think they could have done a little bit better of a job on the gauges, making them a little more cleanly and clearly marked. But they are marked, and once you study the gauge for a moment, you'll see clearly where the 300 bar fill mark is, or 4250 PSI. This is a 300 fill bar gun, or a 300 bar fill gun. So it's nice to have a compressor, because even with my big tank, if I fill that thing to, let's say, 310 bar, I'm only going to get maybe 1 or 2 full fills in the gun, and then I'm going to be filling it to roughly, 250 bar, which is still fine. I have not done a shot string on this. I have seen and heard some pretty good shot strings. Where this thing's shooting, I should get roughly 70 to 90 shots per fill. To me, that's cool. I dig it. I do want to adjust the hammer. The hammer, I think, is just a little heavy right now. But like I said, I just got it today, so I haven't had a real opportunity to really sit down and fine-tune it. But I am going to be taking it out to the range tomorrow, and I will get some video shooting this gun, and we will, we'll talk about it out at the range. We'll shoot it at 50, we'll shoot it at 100, and we'll see how she's grouping, keeping in mind that I won't be doing a full tuning on the gun while I'm out at the range, just because I don't have any way of refilling the gun from draining it and readjusting my my regulator. So might come in a couple more than just 2 parts. But nonetheless, Air Venturi Avenger, what a great gun. Can't beat it for the price. You really can't. I think the retail on this woodstock is right around $400. I think retail on the synthetic stock is right around $325, something like that. But nonetheless, great gun. The Tatsu does a great job at quieting this gun down. You guys will even be able to hear it. I mean, you're hearing a little bit of snap, but it's really quite quiet in all reality. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll get another video out for you guys real quick. This thing's shooting at the range. Till next time, I'm Moose. This is Air Guns of Michigan. Be good to each other, and God bless you.